What is going on, everybody? What is going on? The Catch fam, I hope you guys are doing phenomenal tonight. Hope everyone out there is having a great weekend. Hope your Saturday is going fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, it is mock draft season. It is August 12th of 2023, and there has literally never been a better time to be alive. We've got DJ Moore touchdowns, Justin Fields, 3 completions today, 2 touchdowns, stupid stat line, Khalil Herbert going all the way for a touchdown. We've got Christian Kirk in the end zone, Trevor Lawrence slinging it in some preseason action. We've got DeAndre Swift making a little juke. There's literally never been a more exciting time in the history of the world. Quentin Johnston in the end zone. The Broncos can barely score against third stringers for an entire 2 quarters, but we still have been blessed with a Jerry Jeudy touchdown. Ladies and gentlemen, it is almost time for the 2023 fantasy football season. It is almost time for 2023 fantasy football. We've been mock drafting essentially since the Super Bowl ended. That's what we do here. We are just in love with mock drafting way too early. But guys, it is no longer way too early. Whether you believe it or not, it is time to get with the trend. We've been talking about DJ Moore all offseason long since he got traded to the Bears. He's been one of my favorite targets. Go back and look at any of the streams, any of the mock drafts. Yes, it's one pass. I mean, come on. I've already talked about this. We don't want to overreact to preseason hype or training camp hype, but I'm doing it tonight. Okay, I've been talking about Christian Kirk all offseason long, ladies and gentlemen. And here we are. The Christian Kirk touchdown, and even a little sprinkle of Zay Jones on the 2-pointer. Maybe there's still some love for Zay Jones in those late rounds. But, guys, we're hopping into an underdog draft tonight. We're going to enter Best Ball Mania, and I'm super stoked to throw together a team for what's going to be a beautiful season. So, if you guys are out there, you want to draft with me, I'm going to enter the 30-second lobby because an 8-hour per pick lobby would not work for the stream, but I'm going to enter the 30-second lobby at 11:05 p.m. Eastern time, so it's less than 1 minute. If you guys are new to Underdog Fantasy, you can double your first deposit with promo code TheCatch up to $100. So let's watch me throw together a little squad tonight and continue to get excited for the upcoming fantasy season. Guys, any fantasy football questions that you guys have, redraft, dynasty, best ball, whatever it may be, throw in the live chat. I want a question from everyone tonight. Any NFL topics you guys want to go over, throw them in the live chat. You know what we're going to do tonight. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk some fantasy football. I'm in the lobby. There's 7 spots. Let's get to it, ladies and gentlemen. 6 spots now, okay? Like I said, it's mock draft season here at the channel. So, like I do every August, if you guys have any mock draft requests, regardless of format, half PPR, full PPR, super flex, 3 wide receivers, 10 teams, 8 teams, 14 teams, let me know. Probably the best thing to do is go drop in a comment on one of the videos so I have that active notification. And I will put together a mock draft video for you or run a mock draft on a live stream, whatever you guys want to do. Be sure to join our free Discord. Link is in the description down below. We have a mock draft thread on there. You guys can put out your own mock drafts at any time. Real competitive fantasy managers from our community will come out and draft with you. And, yeah, that's where I send out my mock draft invites as well. But tonight, we needed to get a little sprinkle of underdog in here. I've been doing sleeper mock drafts for like over a week straight. Almost every single day we had an upload and we had a live stream. So we need to sprinkle some more best ball in here because we only have so much more time left to draft some best ball squads. So, all right, there's my intro. 4 minutes long. Let's get to it. J-Dubs, what's going on, man? Hop in the live chat here, everybody. Thank you for drafting with me tonight. We got you at the 1.6. Got myself at the 1.9. Chase, what's up, man? Andrea, Dom, good to see everybody tonight. Hello, hello. Skylar, what's going on? Good to see you. Oh, you know what? I've got the wrong. Here we go. That's better. That'll work. Okay. Skylar says bear down. You know I'm excited for you Bears fans out there. thoughts on CJ Stroud and Anthony Richardson? Asked J Dubs. Good question here. So yeah, I mean, and I think you could even probably bring Bryce Young into this conversation as well. And like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I haven't sat down and I haven't been watching like every minute of every preseason game. Just been able to catch what I've been able to catch, and then following up with highlights and everything. So, but yeah, Stroud was getting hit a lot. Anthony Richardson, obviously the interception. Bryce Young also getting hit a lot. So, I don't know. I'm not going to overreact to these rookies' first preseason action. You got to make mistakes as a rookie, right? I mean, that's just part of it. So, we saw some, I don't know. I think Bryce Young probably looked the best. But yeah, I mean, gosh, that offensive line has got to protect him. I don't know, man. Yeah, I just don't want to overreact yet. There's going to be a lot of growing pains. I mean, look at Peyton Manning's rookie season. It was not good, okay? So, first preseason action for these rookie quarterbacks, obviously, I'm not going to really have too much of a reaction yet. I think more concerning things would be like the Broncos. They literally had like Russell Wilson and their starters out there through like almost the entire second quarter, and like that offensive line looked just as bad as Carolina's. I mean, like, I don't know. I'm worried about this Broncos team this year once again. But it's also 1 week of preseason. Maybe we don't want to overreact too much, other than the DJ Moore and Christian Kirk touchdowns. But yeah, I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on, any of the preseason action you guys have seen, but also, the rookie quarterbacks out there? Andrea, we're selecting CeeDee Lamb. I like Diggs right there, too. I don't mind A.J. Brown, but I'm going to go Lamb here. Go for a little... I don't really have any specific strategy tonight. I'm not going to roll with any strategy, okay? Don't ask me why. But I'm just going to try and draft a good team. I'm not going to try to outsmart the system here. We're just going to throw together a good little squad. Stober, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Didn't look into Devontae Adams. What's the word on that? What is the word on Devontae Adams? Wait, him getting hurt or whatever? Leg injury, not believed to be crazy serious. Las Vegas Raiders wide receiver Devontae Adams had an abbreviated practice after an apparent leg injury. Took him to the trainer's room. However, head coach Josh McDaniels said he didn't believe it was crazy serious and that it was a routine bang bang play. Yeah, he got lit up against the Niners during practice. But there's a report. We're gonna have these injuries popping up, right? Let me make this selection. Let's go Saquon. Let's go a little hero RB action. I didn't think Amon-Ra, Wilson, Brown, or Adams were going to fall out. If I went wide receiver there, Waddle, Olave, Devonta Smith, they're all fine. But let's take Saquon off the board. Adams got absolutely lit up. But, now he's just going to rest for like as long as he wants to leading up to week 1. And I would be willing to bet that Devonta Adams plays week 1. We also have some trending news that Joe Burrow is expected to play week 1, or at least he's trending in that direction. So, Joe, I've been saying it since the injury occurred. You're going to be okay. Hopefully it's looking that way. J-Dub's not worried about Judy. Yeah, Judy looked nice on that final touchdown grab that he finally got. And I'm more worried about, like, the offensive line for the Broncos. But it's one preseason game. We don't want to overreact, right? Yeah, Bryce had absolutely no time, Skyler. It was, like, bad. And, I feel like Stroud actually had probably more time. Stroud was just not 100% there. But it's his first preseason action, We don't want to overreact too much to the rookie quarterbacks. You expect them to play bad. How many rookie quarterbacks go out there and, like, light it up in preseason? Not many. Like, really, let me know if you guys can think of anyone else, but, like, I don't remember, like, an eye-opening rookie quarterback preseason game since, like, Dak Prescott. And that was really eye-opening because no one was really expecting that. J-Dub's thoughts on running back holdouts. Only one that concerns me is Jacobs. Yeah, it's kind of been quiet on that end. I don't know. The Jonathan Taylor situation kind of concerns me as well. 2 days ago, Jonathan Taylor expected back next week. We'll see. Because I think JT is like hurt. When you follow this timeline for Jonathan Taylor, it's like not ultimately extremely promising. Because his original injury is like long gone, and now he's had this new injury pop up. And I think he was essentially trying to get his contract before the team kind of found out about his new injury. I don't know. It's just a messy timeline. And I think that with him being actively injured, because, he wasn't able to pass his physical, I don't know. I get to see a situation there where the Colts don't want to come to an agreement with him. So it's that one kind of concerns me to a degree, I guess. I'm not really worried about J.K. Dobbins. I know that's another situation. I also think, though, like when you look at JT, when you look at J.K. Dobbins, like they have far less leverage overall. Like Josh Jacobs, maybe outside of Saquon Barkley, even with the season that Jacobs was coming off of, has the most leverage right now. So, I mean, it's a tough situation to read. But, yes, I could see Jacobs. I mean, so reportedly, Josh Jacobs receiving interest from the Broncos and the Chiefs, which would be like two really weird teams for the Raiders to trade him to within their own division, right? Who do I want to go with here? I like Cooper. I do like to select, particular wide receivers early whose quarterbacks you can get a little bit later in drafts as well. So, CeeDee Lamb, Prescott goes pretty late. Cooper, Watson goes pretty late. JT has to play as a contract in hand. I guess that's true. Russell Wilson's the last I can think of. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you just expect rookie quarterbacks to go out there preseason and play poorly. That's what they're supposed to do. Let them make their mistakes. Let them get hit a bit. Get used to NFL speed. And we'll see how things go. But yeah, I mean, obviously Anthony Richardson, 12 pass attempts for 67 yards, rushed twice for 7 yards, no touchdowns, 1 pick. It was kind of a tough environment. Buffalo Bills. DeMar Hamlin was back out there. It's an exciting preseason game for Bills fans. I mean, the Colts defense made some plays. But ultimately, I think the interesting thing here is Gardner Minshew completed all of his passes for 72 yards. And then, the Colts could be faced in a situation like, do we want to let A-Rich sit a couple weeks? Or do we just want to throw him in the fire? Because that's honestly probably the best way for him to learn, It's going to be interesting. Well, this next pick's going to be tough if Gibbs doesn't go right here, because it's going to be hard for me to pass on Gibbs at this value. But I really want to take DJ Moore. And I kind of want to just go hero running back. I feel like Alex is not even drafting, so I feel like Gibbs is going to go to his team. I don't think he's drafting. I think he's just away from keyboard. Oh, he gets Judy. Yeah, I really don't want to pass on Gibbs right here. I mean, I do have a ridiculous amount of DJ Moore shares already. I'm going to go DJ Moore. Just because he scored the touchdown today. Gibbs is a great value right here. I want to see Gibbs off the board. I hope he falls to you, J-Dubs, if you want him. But, yeah, I mean, and there goes Watson. Now I just want to see where Gibbs goes. Okay. That's a good value. That's a really good value on Gibbs at 4.6. Ghost says, I could see the Raiders letting Jacobs sit. It is the Raiders. They did just sign a running back. Yeah. It's going to be a gross situation. I I don't know, like just trade Jacobs. Like I just want as many relevant players out there on the field as possible. All right, so let's look here. So Bryce Young completed 4 of 6 passes for 21 yards. The Panthers got absolutely blown out, 27-0. Not much to really look at there. There was one pass that was pretty nice. And I mean, 4 of 6, like even though it was only for a total of 21 yards, I mean, that's a decent completion percentage, right? There's one pass that was pretty impressive where he hung in there and then just got absolutely slammed and still completed the pass. So CJ Stroud was 2 of 4 for 13 yards and a pick against the Patriots. So, I mean, you know, like Patriots, Jets, Bills, pretty decent defenses for these rookie quarterbacks. It's early. We'll see what happens. But these preseason games have actually been kind of exciting. Usually preseason is really not that exciting at all. Andre can get Tua in round 10 or later. Yeah, absolutely love, getting Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill early on. I mean, they're pretty steep price for those guys. Let's see here. Hill at the 1.3, Waddle at the 2.7. But, I mean, there's even a lot of mocks we've seen, a lot of drafts we've seen where, you can get both Hill and Waddle if Waddle falls far enough and then get Tua late. And then, wrapping up that offense doesn't feel like a bad idea. J-Dubs, yeah, Minshew. Hey, you can't hate on Gardner, right? Godfather, what's going on, man? Thank you for being here tonight. Hope you're doing fantastic. Good to see you. All right, who am I going to pick with this next selection? Not Christian Kirk. So, I mean, how do you guys feel? Like, I've been, talking about DJ Moore and Christian Kirk all offseason long. Brandon Ayuk, another name that I've talked about a lot in that range. Do you guys feel like overall their fantasy ADP is going to start rising? I mean, I kind of like Justin Herbert in this range. Jahan Dotson, the other name of a player who made a really big play. Give me Hollywood Brown here. I love how, as much as I've been talking about DeAndre Swift lately, and for a couple weeks now, really been talking about DeAndre Swift, I love how it's not even, it was an impressive play, don't get me wrong, but, he makes, I don't know, what was that, a gain of, I wonder, I don't have it in front of me. He rushed twice for 24 yards. Yeah, it was a 22-yard carry, so it was a decent carry. But yeah, he just makes the one juke. And it's half the replays were just the juke on repeat. And I don't know. I mean, I always talk about, let's not overreact to preseason games. Let's not overreact to training camp. But, yeah, I just love how there's one DeAndre Swift juke, and now everyone's like, oh, my goodness. DeAndre Swift, the Eagles, this is going to be a good situation. And it's it's kind of like the Dameon Pierce thing last offseason when I was really high on Dameon Pierce. Going to the Texans, I thought he just had a clear cut, situation to be then an RB1, and then the Dameon Pierce preseason hype took off. I don't know. I mean, half of my social media was just talking about DJ Moore and DeAndre Swift. The Christian Kirk touchdown kind of, I felt went unnoticed, but it is what it is. I'm going heavy wide receiver tonight because I'm going to take Jahan Dotson with this next selection. I mean, I kind of want to go running back here, but yeah, I'm going to go with Dotson. George Pickens touchdown. I mean, we actually have things happening in week 1 of the preseason that could definitely impact fantasy ADP. Dom, how do you feel about grabbing Hill plus Waddle? I don't have a problem with it whatsoever. I mean, I think overall, you don't want to overexpose yourself into, too much of an offense because you hold a risk there. Look at the Broncos last year, right? That's a good example of yeah, that risk didn't pay off, right? I mean, there are enough people who drafted Judy and Russell Wilson. I mean, Judy had a decent year. Cortland Sutton, Russell Wilson. Sutton had more of a down year, although it was okay year in PPR leagues. But, and then at the same time, though, like if you drafted Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, or Devonta Smith, like Miles Sanders, any Eagles starter last year, outside of Goddard's injury, like, you had a good fantasy year. So you just kind of have to understand that there is risk associated with it and that you are overexposing yourself to a particular offense, but I don't have a problem with that. And yeah, like in terms of Hill and Waddle this year, I think they're both perfectly fine at their ADP. I actually think overall Waddle has a solid ADP to go out and select him. I mean, at the end of the day, Tyreek Hill was your wide receiver 2 last year, and Waddle was your wide receiver 8. So, I mean, let's just look tonight. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 wide receivers off the board before Waddle's gone. So, like, that's a pretty good value. Now, we have to expect some regression from what they did last year, but I think that they average out pretty close to where they finished last year. So, we'll see. But yeah, I don't have a problem going out and getting both those guys at all. Is it going to be like a primary strategy that I'm chasing? Not necessarily. But if they're there at the ADP, at the right value, they're going to more than likely be the best players on the board. I don't have a problem ever with selecting the best players on the board. How do we feel about the Bucs wide receivers with Baker leading? I'm okay with it. It's like I think it's an interesting situation because you have enough people out there who are still like, Kyle Trask can do this. And I mean, like, no disrespect, but I think Baker's the better option. He has more NFL experience. Yeah, he's had a lot of downs, but he still has had good moments in the NFL, He had a good preseason outing. Was 8 of 9 for 63 yards and a touchdown against the Steelers, who by all means didn't have a great secondary last year. But when you look at Kyle Trask, who was 6 of 10 for 99 yards, okay, but he did throw an interception and a total of 4 offensive drives. So, I mean, once again, like, we don't want to put all of our stock into week 1 of preseason, But overall, I have felt throughout the offseason that I'm a bigger fan of Baker Mayfield in terms of this situation. So, all right, if Swift is here, I'm taking Swifty. Who I saw green, I got scared. Give me the Swift Meister. We're buying into preseason hype. I mean, we got DJ Moore and Swift. I would have taken Kirk in the 5th if he was there. Good pick, Dubby. We got Dotson. We're going preseason hype tonight, guys. I don't even care. But yeah, I think Godwin and Evans, I do think their ceiling is a bit capped. I think Godwin is actually going to end up being a pretty good value in full PPR formats. I think when you really break down his year last year, it felt disappointing, but in full PPR, it was not disappointing at all. I think what really made it disappointing was, got hurt week 1, missed the first 3 weeks essentially. I mean, he gave you 3 receptions in week 1 before getting hurt, but he gave you double digits every single game of the year in full PPR, except for the last game of the year where he had 9.5. Like, he barely missed it. So the ceiling felt pretty low. Like, week 4, 12.9, 12.3, 15.5, 11.5, 13.5, 10, 19, 29, 14, 10, 22, 14, 21. Like, there's some inconsistency there. Not the highest ceilings, especially towards, like I said, between weeks 4 and 9. But ultimately, it was a career low outside of his rookie year, 4 touchdowns too. Career high in targets, career high in receptions, though. And 3rd most receiving yards of his career. So, by all means, was not a bad year. And I think that Baker's style of play can complement, what Chris Godwin does best. So, ultimately, I think Godwin's going to be okay. Evans is an interesting situation. I think Evans is going to have to be the primary red zone target. So, I still think he'll be okay. But I think Evans, when you look at his play, a lot of it is based off of, like, the deep ball, So, I just think Evans could be in an interesting situation this year. I don't know. Why is Kareem Hunt off the board? All right, I'm going to go Rashad White as my RB3. I am liking tonight's team. I mean, I don't have a quarterback or tight end, but I'm liking some of the value we're seeing tonight. I also love Pacheco in this range. I love Sky Moore. I'm passing on Watson, which might be a mistake. But, you don't always have to have the stack. So, yeah, I think the Buccaneers wide receivers will be okay. Just don't know how high the ceiling is, of course. Godfather, I think Moores will rise. I don't know about Kirk. People might be hesitant with Ridley there right now. Let them be hesitant. Give me all the Christian Kirk. I don't care. I was so happy to see a DJ Moore touchdown, a Christian Kirk touchdown, and a big play by DeAndre Swift all on the same night. Guys, we are getting closer and closer to this season, and I can't wait for it. Go ahead and check. Only anything else exciting has happened. But yeah, I mean, Quentin Johnston touchdown is interesting as well. We see QJ gone at 7.5. Flowers gone at 7.6. I feel like not really an increase in ADP for Johnston, but I do feel like in most drafts lately, Flowers been going before him. Addison was at 6.10, or JSN was at 5.8. So I don't know. I don't feel like those ADPs changed too much. But I have been personally starting to rise on Quentin Johnston lately anyways. And, I just feel like with the trend that, wide receiver and fantasy football over the past couple of years with rookie wide receivers, you want to have those guys on your draft board. You want to take a shot on a rookie wide receiver in just about every draft you do this year, especially in full PPR formats, You just look at the productivity that has come out of first-round wide receivers in the past couple years. You just take a shot on one of the guys. If you identify your favorite, whether it's Flowers, Addison, based on value compared to, JSN going a little bit earlier, or if you like Quentin Johnston, who's kind of been bouncing between, but like I said, touchdown tonight might kind of impact his ADP. I think you have to take a shot on one of those guys. And some people out there are even going to throw Dalton Kincaid into the mix because the Bills did not draft a wide receiver in the first, but they went out and got Kincaid. So I don't know. But I think ultimately take a shot on one of those guys. And then, you can have different tiers, right? It is okay to start to look at guys like Rashee Rice, Jonathan Mingo. We didn't see anything out of Mingo, but Carolina just got absolutely blown out anyways. Hyatt, Reed. I mean, in this range, Jaden Reed, Marvin Mims, and I guess Tank Dell after his performance. And I still like Josh Downs, but he's been a little banged up. Mingo, I think there's an argument for. For whatever reason, I'm just not as high on Rashee Rice as I was when he got drafted. And I think if, Kadarius Toney wasn't expected back week 1, then maybe I feel a little bit better there, but I don't know. Okay. Moving to pick 105. I want Antonio Gibson. But he's the top-rated player. I'm surprised he's available. If he gets selected, I'm just going to go ahead and take Prescott, so I have that CeeDee Lamb Prescott stack locked up, and then try to get Devontae Shane with my next pick. If I don't go, and see, that's so annoying because he's not even drafting right there. He's just letting the clock run out, and his team doesn't really need another running back. I mean, I would say wide receiver is more important right here, so, but whatever. Yeah, I guess that's our move here. Let's go ahead and lock up Prescott because you just never know with quarterbacks. 2 quarterbacks gone in this round. 2 teams in front of me without a quarterback. So let's lock up that stack and move along. Then with this next pick, I mean, we're sitting at 1 quarterback, 3 running backs, and 5 wide receivers. I mean, I love this roster so far. I think we've got tremendous value tonight. You could really just go best available player here. Devontae Shane, guy I've liked in this range. Khalil Herbert's, I feel like his fantasy ADP is going to raise a little bit. But I really like Romeo Doubs right here. I just think Dobbs as a wide receiver 6 is something I'm a fan of. So if you wait till pick 129 for running back, I mean, at this point, I'm kind of happy with my first 3 running backs. I'll just take flyers. Tight end's the interesting thing here, though, because like I can land a pretty solid tight end right here. And Njoku and Freiermuth are available. But I kind of want Dobbs. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Emil, what's going on? Good to see you. Hello, hello. Yeah, see, I'm happy I took Prescott right there. Because now we do have 2 teams in front of us taking quarterbacks. But Gibson would have felt really nice at that value at 9.9 as an RB4. And like we'd still survive. I also like Zach Charbonnet right here. I feel like Anthony Richardson falling back a little. There goes Gallup. All right, let's take the doobie. Preseason hype. I'm all here for it. Overall, I love the start to this draft. I think we have 6 wide receivers I really like. CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, DJ Moore, Hollywood Brown, Jahan Dotson, Romeo Dobbs. 3 running backs I really like him: Barkley, DeAndre Swift, and Rashad White. And then Dak Prescott at quarterback. Little CeeDee Lamb stack. So good entry so far tonight. Ramon, what's going on, bro? I take back the heavy running back strategy early. Yeah. Yeah. Might be smart. Rookie wide receiver, yes. I drafted Chase in round 10 2 years ago. Got Jefferson off waivers rookie year. I think running back, wide receiver, running back, first 4 rounds will set you up for success. I never mind that strategy. That's something I talk about a lot. Last night's stream, that is the exact strategy that I went with. I call it a bounce back strategy. Whether you go running back or wide receiver in the first, you do the opposite in the second, then you revert back to whatever you did in the first round, in the third round, do whatever you did in the second round, in the fourth round, and you just keep doing that. But you let a good quarterback come to you, draft, have a certain tier of quarterback, and once you feel like you're not going to be able to stay within that tier, draft a quarterback, and then kind of let a good value tight end come to you throughout the draft as well. And I feel like every time I do that strategy, maybe my roster doesn't completely blow me out of the water, but it just feels consistent all the way through. Looking at JSN and Addison at the right price, or Quentin Johnson, one of them will pop. Give me Tua late and stack on position players early. I'm still okay with, if you're going to go late round quarterback with Tua being your target. And, if you have any concern about the injuries, then you just drafted Geno Smith behind him, or Kirk Cousins behind him, Danny Dimes behind him, Kyler. But Kyler coming off injury, maybe not the best in that scenario, but nonetheless. All right, so what pick am I coming up on here? We've got pick 129 and 136. I don't know what I'm going to do here. Freiermuth's still on the board. He's going to go at any point. Here goes McKinnon. I guess I need another running back. I don't know. We're pretty good at wide receiver. We're pretty okay at wide receiver. I don't even know if I need to draft another wide receiver, but I will. Looking at available wide receivers, Myers, Mooney, Rondale Moore, Rashid Rice, Jefferson. There's some options here. But I think we hold off for now. Goes Kincaid. I like Damian Harris in this range. If I'm going to go running back. Tyler Algier. Roshan Johnson's kind of interesting. He had 15 touches in the first preseason game, 44 total yards, caught 2 of his 4 targets over the Titans. That's a pretty good stat line. It's just kind of a crowded situation. All right, there goes Freiermuth and Harris. I'm not surprised at all that Freiermuth goes right there. There goes Greggy D. All right, I need Cole Kmet right here. Tight end thinned out very quickly here. 3 teams in front of me. They all have good tight end ones, but we're kind of at that point in the draft where people can start to take their second tight end. So I might go ahead and snag Komet. Goes Geno. Yeah, I mean, there's good players available, but there's nobody who I'm like, I have to draft that player, and I want Komet on this team. So I'm going to draft him. This next pick is interesting because once again, I feel like I just draft whoever. I mean, I guess I just need to take the best available running back, but there are some wide receivers I like in this range. All right, so after this selection, I picks 153 and 160. Yeah, a little run at quarterback coming back here. Yeah, it's been a heavy quarterback draft. I mean, we're entering the 12th round with Derek Carr, Kyler Murray, staph infection, Jordan Love, Brock Purdy as the top available options. I don't know. I might go Jamal Williams. I don't really feel like spending too much draft capital on running back. Might just hit up the dead zone. All right, let me make this pick, then I'll get back to the live chat. This is a tough selection. I might go quarterback here. I don't want to, miss out on quarterbacks. I kind of want to draft Jordan Love right here. Stack him with Dobbs. That's a little bit of an overreaction in preseason if we've had one so far. Let's do it. Let's do it. Why not? Stack it up. Komet in the 11th. Yes, yeah. I mean, I love Komet at that value. It's been my late round tight end all year round. Who are y'all's top 5 rookies to draft? I'm a rookie junkie. Yeah, I mean, Bijan, Gibbs have to be up there. Then JSN, Addison, Flowers. Quentin Johnston right on that tier outside of it. Then probably A-Shane and Charbonnet. Not including quarterbacks, of course, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward this year, I feel like. In terms of later round guys, maybe not making as much buzz. Roshan Johnson. Kendre Miller, if the Saints don't sign another free agent running back, which they might. Jaden Reed is worth a shot. Caught both of his targets in the first preseason action. I do like Marvin Mims, Tank Dell, Josh Downs. There are plenty of names. Dwayne McBride, looking like he's going to be the RB3 for the Vikings behind Ty Chandler. But we'll kind of see. Yeah, but top 5, Bijan, Gibbs, JSN, Addison, Flowers. Quinn Johnston's right there, though. Right there. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Zay Flowers. And that's not really changing anytime soon. He didn't have a target in his first preseason game, but oh well. Oh well. All right, moving on to pick 153. How many more picks do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I wanted Kenneth Gainwell so bad. I needed Gainwell on this team. Needed him. Oh well, we'll survive. Top target right now, Tyler Algier. Probably get sniped. Roshan Johnson's okay. Maybe I go Roshan Johnson and Donta Foreman. Nah, let's go Algier. I like him as a RB4. Don't have a problem with that. I gotta go hunting for some late round tight ends tonight. I think with this next pick, it's tough. Either going running back or taking Kyler Murray off the board. But yeah, I think the way this Bears offense is going to be ran, like, I think in best ball formats, you want to take some shots on some of these Bears running backs right now. Khalil Herbert, after today, is going to be the first running back gone in that backfield. Eric, what's going on, man? Eric says, I have Flowers clearly ahead of Quentin Johnson. Yeah, like, I'm not going to overreact too much to the Quentin Johnson touchdown. Like, Zay Flowers is still my guy, so I agree with you. I think Flowers is going to have a really good season. Todd Monken offense, it's going to be good for these pass catchers in Baltimore, and I think Flowers is going to really emerge as that primary target there. I agree with you. Yeah, Kendre Miller's falling back, which makes sense. So there goes Roschon Johnson. I'm going to take Kyler. I've got Hollywood on this team, down the stretch. It's not like I have extremely stable quarterback play here between Prescott and Jordan Love, but, we set ourselves up for some success here in terms of stacking. Kyler with Hollywood, Prescott with Lamb, and then we got Jordan Love with Romeo Doubs. So I'll take that. And then maybe like for some late round tight ends, we take a look at like Trey McBride. Maybe we take a look at Luke Musgrave as well. I mean, they've got pretty late ADPs. But we essentially just need to draft, I don't know, one more running back, one more wide receiver, 2 tight ends. Or we could go 2 running backs, 2 tight ends. Either way. Probably going to be better value at wide receiver compared to running backs. And I think 5 running backs, the way I build these teams is fine. Like, we're just relying on Barkley, Swift, and White. Which, yeah, might make you a little queasy, but if we can draft a late running back who just pops here and there, has some decent floor opportunities, or maybe just a good handcuff like Algier. Not that I want anything to happen to Bijan, then we'll be okay. Value on Murray is insane. Yeah, I mean, I'll take him all day long as a QB3. Plus, like I said, we stack him with Hollywood. I like that. Eric, I just did a team on DraftKings with Roschon Johnson, A-Shane, and Mostart. Wasn't trying, but I needed a floor at running back. Might be a decent way to get it. Yeah, I mean, I still think that kind of running back dead zone is fine. I mean, all those guys are going to have weeks this year that I think are okay. And, you're kind of, like you said, locking up the Bears backfield to a degree and then the Dolphins backfield to a degree as well. So, in terms of a DraftKings best ball draft, I think that's fine. Ramon, I want a Mostart Wilson stack late at running back. I do like them as late round options. I do. I'm probably not going to get him. I don't think he's going to fall, but Rashid Shaheed's got to be the top target. And I feel like Dubby's probably going to smash that draft button. I don't blame him if he's sitting there. But I do like Donta Foreman in this range too. Jeff Wilson makes sense. We just chatted about him a little bit here. But yeah, I mean, like, it's just the thing. Once you get to this range of running backs, I just hate it. There goes Foreman. Like, do I take a shot on Zeke? Yeah, Shaheed is a great pick right there. I forgot about him. Had him on my queue and, like, literally forgot he existed. So I guess I go Jeff Wilson here if he's available. There's not a lot of great options. I feel like I don't think this guy. Okay, gosh, it takes a lot of time with his picks, but it's okay. All right, let's go Jeff Wilson as our RB5. I'd rather take a high-end running back over a tight end too. Yeah, I don't really. I feel like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like tight end is definitely important in best ball drafts, but once I have my primary guy, I just think you look at like who's available with essentially 3 rounds left. Taysom Hill, Irv Smith, Jawan Johnson, Tyler Conklin, Hayden Hurst. Isaiah Likely got hurt today, so I don't know about that. But like Noah Fant, Cade Otton, you know, there are options here at the end of your draft for sure. Tons of rookies sprinkled in there. Daniel Bellinger, who I still like, even with Waller hanging around. If anything happens to Waller, he's a great like handcuff tight end, for lack of a better term. Griffin, what's up, man? I got offered AJ Brown plus Damian Pierce for Amon-Ra, 2024 and 2025 seconds. What do you think? No, I'd keep Amon-Ra. I mean, I love AJ Brown, and I guess Pierce to a degree equals out the second rounders, but I just am too high on Amon-Ra to trade him as much as I like AJ Brown. For those of you guys in Dynasty formats, how do you guys feel about Griffin's trade offer there? I think I keep Amon-Ra. It's pretty close, though. I mean, A.J. Brown is like probably right up there in terms of rankings with Amon-Ra, so it is close. But I don't know. That might be my own personal conviction. I think I'm just too high on Amon-Ra to do that trade. But it's close. A.J. Brown is a stud. And I mean, the important question is, how do you feel about it, Griffin? Personally. All right, I'm going to take Musgrave here as a tight end 2, throw him behind Jordan Love. I like that. Yeah, I mean, when you look at things, right, I mean, A.J. Brown is age 26 going into his 5th season. Amon-Ra is age 23 going into his 3rd season. Both are in situations where they're obviously the primary target. I mean, you're still going to give the edge to, obviously the Eagles' offense there, but I just like Amon-Ra too much. Andrea says keep St. Brown. Ramon, what draft to take Amon-Ra? No, Amon-Ra is basically a first rounder these days. You're not getting him in the 3rd. I mean, tonight's draft, he was a first rounder. In redraft, like he's going to go between the 1.11 and like the 2.4 at the latest. You'd be pretty lucky to get him at the 2.4. I mean, this was your wide receiver 7 last year. Yeah, wide receiver 7. I mean, and he's been one of my. I've been talking about taking him as early as the 8th round pick for quite some time. I mean, here, it just kind of depends on the draft. You know, he's either going to be going like right off the board, beginning of the 2nd, or he might fall back a little bit in the 2nd or go at the very end of the 1st. And here's the last mock we ran. He went at the 2.4. So he did fall out a bit here. But yeah, plenty of mocks where he's going at like the 2.1. Oh, this is a 10-teamer. Sorry. But you guys get the point. Nick, what's going on, bro? Hello. Thank you. Going in on the Packers offense tonight. Eric says Knox, Musgrave, McBride, Ferguson, Laporta, Jawan Johnson, my fave late round tight ends. Yeah, I like all those names. Knox is a good name to bring up too. Like, I mean, Knox is still going to have value even with Dalton Kincaid there, whether you want to believe it or not. He has that chemistry with Josh Allen. Titan, what's up, man? Who's a good pick for 1.5? I really like Bijan or Kelsey, but I want to hear what you think. Yeah, I don't mind Kelsey right there. Like, I'm never going to argue against Kelsey in the 1st round. Like, I mean, to some degree, like, you can take Kelsey. You can take Kelsey as early as you want. You know, I'm not going to argue it. But I'm going Bijan right there. Bijan, like, if he's available in the 1st round, he is the player that I want to draft straight up. So it's got to be Bijan for me, man. It's just that simple. I mean, it's been that way for me all off season long. If he's available there, I'm taking him because at that point, like C-Mac's probably gone, so you don't have the argument for Christian McCaffrey, and that means you're probably gonna have JJ, Chase, C-Mac, Hill, or Cup, or you might see JJ, Chase, Hill, Cup. No running backs gone yet. Either way, I want Bijan right there at the 1-5. But that's just me. That's where I've been at all off season long. Gibbs, give me some feedback on him. Yeah, Gibbs, I mean, when you kind of break down what's going to happen there, he's going to catch the football a lot, and he is still going to be utilized in the run game as a whole. I mean, obviously, we know the Lions want to run the football. They want to have a dynamic running back around who, essentially does what DeAndre Swift, was supposed to do when fully healthy and everything. And ultimately, Gibbs is just going to be one of these players that is just going to be utilized in unique ways throughout the year. Hold on, let me make this final pick. I'm going to go wide receiver. I'll go Darius Slayton. I still think Slayton as an 18th round pick is a really solid pick. The pass catchers for the Giants are very convoluted. It's a crowded wide receiver room. But Slayton just has that built up chemistry with Daniel Jones. He was never great last year at times. You'd rather have Richie James or Isaiah Hodgins. But Slayton was kind of the consistency factor, and I don't think that's really going to go away. So I'll take him. I don't expect a crazy ceiling there or anything. He's not a league winner player, but I like him there. I mean, right now he's listed as the wide receiver 3. You got Campbell, Hodgins, Slayton. But you've also got Crowder, Beasley, Hyatt, Shepard, and, of course, Darren Waller, Daniel Bellinger, Saquon out of the backfield. It's a crowded situation. But I like Slayton. I don't know. Anyways. I would love Gibbs in round 3. Yeah, I mean, Gibbs is a tough player to select. His ADP kind of bounces. So let's pull up the last 12-teamer. That's what I meant to pull up earlier. But so you see here, Amon-Ra fell out to the 2-4. But Gibbs went at the 3.4. If you're going to get Gibbs in the third, it's going to be at the beginning of the third. Every now and then, you might see him kind of fall to the 3.7, 3.8. But generally speaking, he's going as early as the 2.11. And on average, somewhere between the 3.2, 3.4. So you're going to, he's beginning of the third round range. And if someone's high enough on him, and they want a running back in the second, that's where he can also go. So, but it's definitely possible. J-Dub's purely week 17 build. You can look at the matchups I ended up targeting. Let's see here. Week 17. All right, so thanks for drafting with me, Dubby. But so Ravens are going to be playing the Dolphins. Sorry, took me a second. So do we get any Ravens? You got Flowers, right? Yeah, you got Flowers. I like that. And you got Andrews. Okay. I mean, last time these two played, this was a dynamic little matchup. What was that, week 3 or 4 last season? Lots of points there. So I like that. Pickett. So we got the Steelers playing the Hawks. Steelers always threatening postseason at that point in time. Pickett's alone. That's okay. Bijan. Falcons get the Bears. Should be good one way or another. Panthers. I do really like Miles Sanders, the range you got him. Get the Jags. Okay. Seahawks get the Falcons. A lot of rookie running backs. Bigsby versus the Panthers. Kendre Miller. Saints have got Bucks. Deion Jackson, a pretty good, 20th round selection. Gets the Raiders. I mean, that defense is going to be trash. So Waddle gets the Ravens. We like that matchup. Kirk gets the Panthers. We like that matchup. Flowers gets the Dolphins. The Titans get the Texans. That's a good matchup. Saints get the Bucks. I mean, those divisional matchups towards the end of the year are always good. Always good. Raiders get the Colts. Raiders Colts week 17. Like, you just draft every player. That game's going to be a crapshoot. Panthers get the Jags, and the Saints once again get the Bucks. Okay, I like it. Taysom Hill, gets the Bucks. Pretty good matchups. But yeah, I mean, it's Lamar Jackson action week 17 season, right? I like it. Who's a rookie Seahawks wide receiver again? JSN. Okay, so what did I do tonight? I didn't go after any specific weeks. I just want to draft a good team. I really like this squad. We got Prescott, Jordan Love, Kyler Murray, a quarterback. So Prescott's got Lamb. Love has got the Doobie. And Kyler Murray has got Hollywood Brown. Plus, I got Musgrave, Jordan Love, McBride for Kyler. I guess I could have gone with the Cowboys tight end too, but I like Cole Kmet. I still want a tight end one that I have faith in. But Barkley, DeAndre Swift, Rashad White, I like that start a lot. We were this close to getting Gibson, but I don't know if we would have got Prescott if we got Gibson. So Algier and Wilson, just give me some handcuff value, committee value at the end of the draft. I'm relying on these three running backs. CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, DJ Moore, Hollywood Brown, Jahan Dotson, Romeo Doubs, Darius Slayton. I love that wide receiver room. Cole Kmet, Luke Musgrave, Trey McBride. I like this entry. This is a good team. Yeah, I'm good with this squad tonight. Ramon, I like Walker at running back. Where is he going? I like Walker as well a lot, and he's still falling back in drafts between the groin injury and Zach Charbonnet being present as well. But yeah, I got Walker at 3.12 in the last 12-team mock we ran. Love him as an RB2. And here's a good example of what we were talking about, right? Running back, wide receiver, running back, wide receiver. And I just did that all draft until I drafted my tight end, and I got Prescott late. I got Prescott at a good value in this draft. But Barkley, A.J. Brown, Walker, DJ Moore, DeAndre Swift, Hollywood Brown, Gibson, Zay Flowers, Kmet, Sutton, Prescott, Shaheed, Donta Foreman. I really liked this team last night. So, yeah, I call it the bounce back method. Running back, wide receiver, running back, wide receiver. Just repeat it until, you feel like you need to draft your tight end and or quarterback. And I did make the note, if I wanted to stay in that kind of elite tier, I would have been going with Trevor Lawrence or Herbert or Burrow at 5.12 over Swift. So, could have gone that route as well. Have a good night, Andrew. Thank you for hanging out. J-Dubs, Charbonnet will land some touchdowns. Seahawks offense, love to run the ball. Yeah, they're going to utilize. I mean, Charb is going to get his touches for sure. Lamb is a flop. Oh, no. Lamb's going to have a good year, man. Lamb will be just fine. Lamb was good last year, too. And really, when you break down Lamb's playoff performance, it was great. I mean, he's your wide receiver 5 last year. Through the playoffs, 19.7, 34, 21. If you played in week 18, 16. It was great at the right time. Nick, thank you. I like this team tonight. Yeah, Dak doesn't feel phenomenal, but I'll take Dak. I'll take Dak all day long. I just want to come out and draft a good team tonight. Didn't really want to look too much at anything else. Can't wait for the draft coming up. Also can't wait for the hot weather to be over, says Nick. Yeah, the weather's been awful, man. I would say CeeDee Lamb's basically a first-round pick. Sometimes he falls out to the 2.1, 2.2. I mean, basically this end range of wide receivers. I feel like Diggs is still basically locked into the first. And I feel like Lamb is for the most part. But really Lamb, A.J. Brown, Wilson, Amon-Ra, Adams, that range of wide receivers can go like as early as the 1.9 and as late as the 2.5, 2.6, 2.7 even. You know, just depends. And even this draft, like Chubb went in the first, Henry went at 2.2. Like usually those guys, Chubb is starting to filter into the first round more, but yeah, Lamb, I would say we're seeing mainly at the end of the first, but sometimes he does fall out to the 2.1, 2.2 as well. So just depends. Yeah, you're not going to land Bijan and CeeDee Lamb. No way. It'd be a very fortunate draft if you did so. Thoughts on Taysom Hill and best ball? I like the wild card with Andrews as solid floor. Yeah, I mean, I think Hill is fine to take. Why not? I mean, what was Hill last year? Oh, I can't look on here. He was like tight end 7, technically. just stupid. Obviously, a lot of that didn't come from his receiver value. He's tight end 9, so it was a little bit off. But he only had 77 receiving yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. So yeah, but yeah, Hill as like a tight end 2, tight end 3 is absolutely worth the shot in best ball because those weeks that he pops, like he's on your team. But he's going to be very inconsistent. Eric says I got a Bijan Eckler team early on. That's solid. Take that while you can. Yeah, Hill had some crazy weeks last year. He was tight end 1 4 times. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, I do like him as a late round pick. Why not? All right, ladies and gentlemen. Ramon, good stuff, fellas. My draft is next Saturday. I'll be checking in this upcoming week. Yeah, for sure. And if you need any mock drafts or anything, let us know as well. All right, that's going to wrap it up for the night. I got a couple things to do before I hit the hay. So hit the like on the way out, guys. If you're new and you tuned in, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you guys subscribe. Check out the links down below. Instagram, Discord, all that good stuff. Do all the YouTube stuff on your way out. And that's going to wrap it up. Good stream tonight. J-Dubs, thank you for drafting with me. And overall, it was a good team tonight. I liked what we put together, so I'm happy with tonight's draft. Good entry and great stream. Thank you guys for the fantasy questions, keeping the conversation going tonight. I will either be on early tomorrow, like I did last week, or tomorrow night. I might try and hop on early again for early mock draft with you guys. Stream early in the day. We'll see. So, all right, man. Love you guys. Love this community. Love the Catch fam. You guys know who are here tonight. Thank you for being here, hanging out, talking fantasy. Really appreciate it. Guys, we're one day closer than we were yesterday. It's almost to the 2023 NFL season. We're inching closer and closer to the fantasy season. Like I said, DJ Moore scored today. Christian Kirk scored today. DeAndre Swift had a little juke. You'll love to see it, man. So everyone be safe. Have a great rest of your weekend. And I'll talk to you guys soon. With that, I will say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on The Catch. And